have one of the best locker rooms in all of football, and their head coach is the man who is behind a lot of that. Let's bring in now New York Giants head coach, first year on the job, and he's doing it from his office right here. Coach Joe Judge, welcome to Good Morning Football.
Hey, thanks, man. What's going on?
Woo! Hey, what's going on, Coach Judge? Before we get to the football talk, we got to respond to that incredible piece and the incredible work your team is doing, especially in that particular project with the Far Rockaway kids. Tell us about that union that you guys have with that group and why that's such an important thing in this year's 2020 Giants campaign.
Yeah, so, we kind of started this season off back in the spring working virtually, and we're really looking to make connections with each other as a team. And one thing that's been very important to me personally is when I took this job, I want to be part of this community. And I made it a big point to the players as well that we have to be part of this community. That means giving back to the people who support us. Well, obviously, when all the conversations started back in the spring, we had a lot of talks as players and coaches, and we had a lot of talks with the organization. At the time, you saw a lot of people were tweeting, saying things, and everyone was kind of putting their own opinion out there one way or another. But as a team, we collectively just really decided that we're not really much for talking, and we wanted to do something to be involved. Wanted to find, some individual organization we could go ahead and help with and to make a difference on a big scale. Wanted to really be able to start small. So, we divide the team into what we call Team of Teams, and it was 9 different teams made up of a different collection of coaches and players. And we put them in different areas, the different boroughs, different areas in North Jersey. And we allowed each team to go ahead and pick an organization or a focus point that they want to really work on. And our community relations team really helped pair us up. So, they kind of presented us, and we were in the Queens district. I'm with the Mets, and we're in the Queens district, and they kind of present us with a couple options. And the Far Rockaway Colts was one of them. So we identified within our team of what we really wanted to do and be, associated with. So the first thing the players identified was working with, youth sports. It's really our biggest platform that we can help with. We're a football organization. So if we can do something through sports to make a difference, that kind of goes hand in hand. The other thing was education. And, this group right now, the Far Rockaway officers, they're really working with a mentorship program and tying it in through youth sports. And then that really tied into community relations. And then, as you heard Darius say in the piece, talking about kind of the really community reform more so than police reform, to be honest with you. Because to us, it was about just establishing what the relationships are and what we can do to help with that. And I thought this program really hit everything that we were looking for. The officers were tremendous. The kids are great. And this, to me, is just an avenue that we can form a long-standing partnership with, that we're not just checking a box and saying, hey, remember that spring when social justice was going on? That was cool. We're involved in that. We want to go ahead and have some kind of partnership that we can go forward with and really watch these kids grow, develop, and hopefully help this program grow on its own. So you heard X say in that piece right there when the COVID thing blows over. And this is a group of kids and officers we want to have over here as much as possible through the spring and training camp, work with us on the field, and just be part of the Giants organization going forward.
Coach, you said you wanted to make a difference in the community. You are doing just that. We are so grateful to have a little bit of your time here on a Wednesday morning. Big game, of course, this week. I imagine it's not just the kids you're helping. With the youth, with the mentorship, with the interaction from the players. What are the players? What have you noticed that they've gotten out of this experience?
I think it keeps everything in perspective. Sometimes you go through a year like this, and we can focus so much individually as coaches and players of, it's so different for us. We're wearing masks in a building, or we're spacing out on the field, or we don't have fans in the stands. And that's really kind of our biggest obstacle right now. When you look around the country, we got kids in this city that, all right, they can't go to school and schools are closed. They don't have the equipment to have virtual school, okay? Or youth programs are shut down. What are they doing in their spare time? What's keeping them busy? Who are they falling in with? What's keeping them out of trouble? And I think it's kept everything in perspective that, we have an opportunity, and we should be fortunate for the opportunity we have as, professionals in the NFL. But then also, the more we can be connected to the fans, this has just been great for us to understand that we do represent an area. There are actual people that put on blue and cheer for us. And these are really the kids right there that we represent.
Well said, Coach. Now, in that feature, we saw Dalvin Tomlinson, who was talking to the kids, and he said that you never know, one of these kids might be the next New York Giant. He's also the Giants nominee for the 2020 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year. What makes him worthy of the league's highest honor?
Well, I think we have a lot of guys of high character. But to be honest with you, just speaking specifically about Dalvin, look, he's just a guy with high integrity, and he's a true leader on the team. He's a good player for us, which helps him be a leader, but he's a better person. And he's a guy that's always helping his teammates out. He's helping us out as coaches. He's one of our captains. I meet with him on a weekly basis. He gives me great insight to the team. But, look, he's very selfless. And when you really know Dalvin's story of what he came up and grew up with, and the story of losing his parents at a young age, and how he's been able to really become, his own man and help the youth around the area. He's just done a phenomenal job. And he's a guy that, we really hold up as an example to our younger players in the program. He's done a great job of helping really set the tone in our locker room and the culture we're looking to build here.
All right, Joe, 2 weeks to go here in the season. Division still wide open. What do you tell your guys as you get started on the week here?
Yeah, I just walked out of team meeting about 10 minutes ago, and the message was real clear. We got to get better on Wednesday. Today we have the Ravens this weekend. It's going to take everything we have to beat them, and they're the only thing that matters to us right now. I mean, look, with all due respect to Christmas, let's forget about Christmas for a little while, and we got to focus on the Ravens.
Yeah, and that's a huge game ahead. Look, the Seahawks win. Everyone's excited in the city. Coming off the Browns loss, everyone's down in the city on the Giants. Like, you're almost done with 1 year as head coach of the New York Giants. What have you made of your experience with this fan base and with this market?
Well, first off, the fan base is awesome. I mean, they really are. I mean, we can't wait till this, it opens up in the stadium. We can pack it full next year. We're hoping that was going to be some point this year. I can assure all the people out there, it is very different without the fans there. It really is. And I've only been here as an opponent with fans in the stands, but I know how rowdy the New York fans are, and I can't wait to have them in there. Look, cheering for us when we're doing good, and they earn the right, man. You pay the ticket. We ain't doing our job. Boo us out of the stadium too. So, but just having that energy in the stadium, excited to have that back. But, I'd say this, we've gone through a lot of stuff this year. I've seen consistent improvement by the team. Everyone talks about we hit a little bit of a streak, and everyone's excited after, the Seahawks game. But to me, there were points this year where 0-5 and 1-7, and that's really when I was excited about the team, because they came in every week with the same urgency, the same energy, and the same focus to improve. And we've seen that throughout the weeks, and we've seen that carry over. So when we started having success as a team this year, it wasn't by accident. It was by pushing through those tough times when everybody else out there was saying a lot of things, and our guys were able to ignore the noise, push forward, and just stay focused as a team and play for each other.
Awesome stuff, Coach. You guys got robbed in that Tampa Bay game, but we'll talk about that at another time. Joe Judge, you're the best. Thank you so much for joining our show, and we appreciate everything you guys are doing in the community. Seriously, I'm in Brooklyn. Far Rockaway is not too far away, and I know how important